Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another full MLB slate overview with your host, POTDJ on X. I'm back, and I'll be talking about every game in the MLB tomorrow, Thursday, August 6th. Guys, I'm back, and we have 11 games tomorrow, so 22 teams playing. And I made some notes for you guys. I'm back on threelegparlay.com, the best website for MLB data. And this is how the top eight for a home run look tomorrow on Three Leg Parlay. We got Michaelis, Jansen Junk, Bryce Miller, Ryan Johnson. We got some targets here, particularly Michaelis Johnson, Junk right off the rip. But this is the top eight rated for a home run tomorrow before I get into it. I made some notes as per usual. Uh, Please keep blowing up my long form content. We're back on threelegparlay.com, the best website for MLB data. And we'll be talking about every game tomorrow, Thursday, August 6th. We got 11 games, no to be announced pitchers, and no eliminations just yet. Here is my list from my video last night. 14 or 15 and 7 is the list right now. We still have some ongoing games here. Not every game is finished. Caminero home run, Abrams triple, Mesa Jr. triple, Yordan Alvarez, Cody Mayo. We have lots of green on the list. It was not bad. Almost swept the K picks. Skeen 6, Woo 5, I think. Burke, though, a bit of a letdown. But moving forward to the 8-6, Thursday, August 6th, POTDJ list. And we only have 11 games, so maybe we'll have some fun. We'll see later on. For now, we'll be going by game as per usual with the number one rated game of the day by expected home runs tomorrow. Washington Nationals at Philadelphia Phillies at Citizens Bank Park. Miles Michaelis pitching for the Nationals. Big target. So we have Schwarber, who just does not hit home runs recently. 880 average X slugging versus the mix, 100 matchup score. 60% hard hit, 0% barrel. Three balls in play, four base hits. It's just not good recently from Schwarber. Only one home run off Michaelis in 35 plate appearances. Michaelis giving it up to power and mid at a 15% combined rate. We're going to have a right-handed batter platoon advantage, but he's still giving it up to everybody. I wouldn't be surprised, of course, if Schwarber goes, but he is not a hot bat, and I wouldn't advise betting on him. Obviously, this is not financial advice. Harper with 7 home runs off the main two pitches. The fastball sinker combo, Michaelis throws 50% of the time. Two pitches he throws for strikes. He's given up 3 and 10 home runs off of those pitches. 47% hard hit, 27% barrel. Bryce Harper, 3 home runs, last 15 and balls in play versus the mix. Looks really good here. 100 zone alignment, 2 barrels last 7 days. Power bat alignment with 1 home run in 25 plate appearances. 2 home runs off a similar pitcher. 509 slugging is pretty good versus similar pitchers here. And he's favored in the splits here on Three Leg Parlay as well. Bryce Harper, I think, looks pretty good. We'll check out Derek Hill, third rated, with the right-handed batter platoon advantage with a home run off the main pitch fastball and the tertiary slider pitch. He has given up 7 home runs off that slider. And we have one hit for a home run that is in June. Bit of spotty logs here from Derek Hill, but a fastball hit here for a home run 2 weeks ago. 13% barrel, 40% hard hit. Obviously not going to be a bad look. 1 for 3 versus Michaelis. Third rated here on Three Leg Parlay, and he's hitting the ball well recently. De La Cruz comes off the bench. Check out Trey Turner head to head. 9 for 27 versus Michaelis. Hasn't taken him deep before. 6 home runs, two off of each of the main three pitches. Fastball, sinker, slider combo. 1 barrel, 70 zone alignment, last 7 days. Mid batter. Does have pretty good stats off similar pitchers. Matches the type Trey Turner. With the right-handed batter platoon advantage, I don't think he'll get pitched around. Michaelis not walking batters, though. So I think I'm going to say Bryce Harper for a home run. He looks pretty good. Derek Hill as well. Gonna make the list. And we did have Trey Turner. So I think it's going to be a Trey Turner or Bryce Harper for me for home runs, and then Derek Hill, good base hit look. Now I'll talk about the Nationals versus Christopher Sanchez. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't do that because Christopher Sanchez is really good. We have outward wind here at Citizens Bank Park, which is above average park factor, good place for home runs. Outward wind to right field. So good hitting conditions, but Christopher Sanchez is particularly good at pitching. And I will not be taking any Washington Nationals versus him. So they get eliminated, and I will write that down. If you want to check out any Washington Nationals bat stats versus Christopher Sanchez, 3legparlay.com will have them. Check out Real Muto. People have been telling me to look at Real Muto before I move forward. He does cover everything in the mix. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 73% hard hit, 13% barrel rate. And this is going to be 8 balls in play, 4 base hits, lots of balls in play. Sliders hit really crazily hard recently, giving up 7 home runs off that slider, Michaelis. Real Muto with 3 in the velocity range. Very interesting. Real Muto. Huh. 2 for 17. Doesn't see him well. Interesting. Bohm righty on righty. Don't tend to take him here. Home run off of fastball and a slider. 0% barrel, no distance. Moving forward to the new #1 rated game of the day, now that I eliminated the Washington Nationals, Mason Barnett versus Andrew Abbott. Brian Serven top rated Oakland Athletic because of low sample size. Yuck. Maybe he'll go though. We've had stuff like that happen before. Mason Barnett in his last one game gave up has a 5.4 ERA. So let's see here on ESPN. Mason Barnett. Goodness. Why is it so hard to find these guys? He did pitch 5 innings against the Red Sox last time out. So interesting there, but he hasn't given up a home run in 4 appearances. Pretty interesting look here. Mason Barnett, we are at Great American Ballpark where there has not been as many home runs as there really should be. And Blade covers the hell out of this mix. I just don't know. Like there's gonna be Cincinnati Reds home runs. There has to be. There hasn't been enough. So Abreu and Contreras home run did the last time Barnett pitched. Nobody home run the second to last time. Vargas, Peters. So maybe chalk potential, Stewart. There's just not a lot to go off of. We have outward wind at GABP. So let me look at Andrew Abbott versus Oakland Athletics. He gives up 1.25 home runs per nine. 1.36 per nine, 2 right-handed batters, so a bit of an advantage there. He throws a fastball 46% of the time. Jonah Heim with an 831 expected slugging versus that pitch. 4 home runs in the velocity range with a 53% hard hit, 20% barrel. Looks very good off the mix here. Curveballs, changeups, fastballs, all hit really well. Jonah Heim going to make the list for a home run. This is a good spot for him here. Check him out for similar pitchers. The type owns him, of course. Max Muncy's second rated with a home run off the fastball. It looks like he's injured or something. Lefty on lefty, Tyler Soderstrom looks a bit worse versus this mix than he has recently. A homer off of each of the main pitches. And 390-foot fastball, last ball in play 5 or 6 days ago. 350 feet. We have 5 balls in play for base hits, none for home runs. Jonah Heim, the best look there for sure. Let's check out Brian Servan. Fastball for a home run last week. 50% hard hit, 17% barrel, 2 balls in play for base hits, less 6 balls in play. Main pitch fastball. Secondary pitch sweeper. We don't have a sweeper in play, not that I see. But maybe Brian Servan. Huh. With a home run in 8 plate appearances versus lefties, but he probably comes off the bench. Freaking Cincinnati hot bats. Tyler Stevenson's a hot bat. It's a Matt McClain birthday and a back-to-back look. Obviously, I don't care about what he does versus mix. He's not even going to face him. But if he pitches 5 innings again, let's just act like he pitches 5 innings again, Mason Barnett. He throws a fastball 44% of the time and a slider 24% of the time. So that's a 68% mix of pitches that are hit for home runs. Sal Stewart with 5 home runs off those pitches. Only sweepers for home runs in the mix, last 15 in play. We are going to have a lefty platoon advantage. Blade with 5 off the mix and a home run in the last week. 27% hard hit, 7% barrel. We did have lots of consecutive outs. Ali De La Cruz for a day late. I took him today. He sold 5 home runs off those main two pitches. 60% hard hit, 20% barrel. Looks much better. Uh, we just don't have a lot of good-looking Cincinnati Reds here. Tyler Stevenson looking much better with doubles and 355, 260 feet. Slider for a home run 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Tyler Stevenson's going to make the list for HRRs. I don't really know what else to say. Moving forward. Truist Park, Miami Marlins at Atlanta Braves. Jansen Junk, 1.26 home runs given up per nine. Martin Perez, 1.02. Jansen Junk, Miami Marlins right-handed pitcher. We don't have a left-handed batter platoon advantage. There's really no platoon advantage. Matt Olson, top rated, crushing fastballs and sliders at 94 and 86% or 86 miles an hour with 4 and 5 home runs. Really good lineup here with 3 home runs, last 15 in play. Matt Olson versus mix looks pretty crazy. Fastballs and sliders. And yeah, he's 2 for 5 versus him. See that again? The type does not necessarily own him with 400 slugging and a home run off a similar pitcher. 100 zone alignment, 4 barrels, less 7 days. He's seeing the ball really well, Matt Olson. Going to make the list for a home run. Unless he gets demoted. Martin Perez, 1.69 ERA last three. Pretty good pitcher. 1.02 home runs per nine. The lefty on lefty platoon advantage, but again, not a major one. Hernandez, Heriberto, top rated Miami Marlin, with 2 home runs off the secondary changeup pitch, 30% usage pitch. And he hits the hell out of that changeup, to be fair, with 2 home runs off it in the last 2 weeks. 20% barrel, 40% hard hit, 17-degree average launch angle. I am enjoying the stats here just overall. He has seen him before, over 3 with 2 strikeouts versus Perez. Does kind of mash on the type with 600 slugging and 11 plate appearances. The splits favor him as well here. Berto Hernandez, top rated Miami Marlin. Probably the only one I would take here. Let me take a look at or Esteury Ruiz. Doesn't look good. Heriberto Hernandez going to make the list. Only Miami Marlin that looks any good, I think. So we wrote down Matt Olson. Take a look at Michael Harris, who is orange on every pitch. He tends to be. Doesn't cover either of the main two pitches, fastball, slider in the velocity range very well for home run wise. We do have 7 consecutive outs as well. Drake Baldwin here, also orange on all of the main pitches, even more orange, with 4 home runs off the main two pitches. 60% hard hit, 13% barrel rate. And he's scorching balls in play. He's just not hitting home runs, same as everybody else. Drake Baldwin going to make the list for HRR. I think that is a good look. He is a good player. Bats nice and high in the lineup. Ronald Acuna Jr., highest rated right-handed bat. Doesn't have any home runs off of each of the 4 main pitches in the mix, so not a good home run look. Hitting balls nice and hard in play. 353-foot hit fastball here a week ago, but nah. Ozzy Albies is a hot bat. 2 home runs off the main pitch fastball. None less 15 in play. Austin Riley. Lane Thomas. Hello. Let's check out Lane Thomas. 3 home runs off the main pitch fastball. 20% barrel, 53% hard hit rate. Huh. Hasn't faced junk before. Masters on the type with a home run off the main similar pitcher, Waldron. So I don't know if Lane Thomas has even played for the Braves yet. They even got his picture here. Hell yeah. Looks pretty good in this matchup. Take a look at Austin Riley, who once again looks pretty similar here, actually. Fastball hit 400 feet here 4 days ago. He hit a ground rule double today. We have none off the mix. So give me Lane Thomas as a base hit look, but maybe also HRRs, but I'll say base hit. Third favorite looking Brave. Moving forward, Chase Field, San Diego Padres at Arizona Diamondbacks. Cole Drake, two first names. Walker Bueller, two last names. Isn't that interesting? 2.08 home runs given up per nine. Cole Drake, left-handed pitcher for the Diamondbacks. Manny Machado, top-rated San Diego Padre with two home runs off the main pitch fastball. He does rely on the fastball, Drake, 43% of the time. Manny Machado trending a bit down, I would say, versus this mix. 285 feet, 33% hard hit. Nah. Only giving up two power bats, Cole Drake, in 19 plate appearances versus them. 98 zone alignment. So who's hitting left-handed pitching well recently? Ty France, 60% hard hit, 7% barrel. No balls in play versus the mix since the 25th. That is, 10 days ago. Lefty on lefty Merrill. He has given up two home runs to left-handed batters and just one to righty. So lefty on lefty matchup. Jackson Merrill with three home runs and 120 plate appearances versus lefties this season isn't great, but he is hitting the hell out of the ball. 73% hard hit, 7% barrel rate. So low barrel rate, high hard hit rate tends to be an HRR kind of look, but he is hitting the ball. This is a 360-foot hit. Oh, this is a bit spotty. Huh. No similar pitchers. 100 zone alignment. I think Jackson Merrill's going to make the list for a single or a base hit, rather. What's Cole Drake ERA? Was it that bad? 4.85? Nah. So give me a hit, Jackson Merrill, and Manny Machado. Probably the only guy I would take there for a home run. Walker Bueller is more of a target in my eyes. Obviously not by home runs per nine. 1.21 home runs per nine. He is just not good. But neither are the Diamondbacks. We're going to have a right-handed batter platoon advantage. But Carroll does cover the mix. Corbin Carroll covers the mix really well with home runs off of everything in the mix in the velocity range. 73% hard hit, 13% barrel rate is really good. And last 15 balls in play, I'm seeing at least like 7 or 8 balls at 300 feet or further. Power and mid batter lineup from Walker Bueller. He's 1 for 5. Doesn't see him too well historically. Home run off a similar pitcher, Will Warren. I think this is something I'm feeling good about. I just have a good feeling about Corbin Carroll here in this matchup. Covers everything in the mix really well. James McCann, hot ass bat. He is he subbing in and hitting all these home runs, or is he starting and hitting all these home runs? So he's here in the 7 spot with a hard hit. Corbin Carroll with two hard hits, 2 runs, and an RBI. He wants a home run. This dude deserves more home runs. Corbin Carroll's gonna make the list for a home run. So we do have the right and batter platoon advantage. Arenado and Tawa have been going recently. Arenado does cover each of the four main pitches. 0% barrel rate last 15 in play, though. Nothing hit particularly far. Has two home runs off him in 37 plate appearances. Tim Tawa, 0 for 1, only seen him one plate appearance. Hasn't seen any similar pitchers. Does cover a fastball and a sinker, 38% combined usage, with a due tag, and he did go today. So the due tag came through, and we already have him graded here with 4 total bases. Huh. Tyler Locklear, not somebody I know much about. Let me go back to this Diamondbacks game. Gabriel Moreno, no hard hits. Tawa 2, Ildemaro Vargas. Let me look at Vargas and Walt Schmidt. Walt Schmidt is ninth. I don't like betting on guys in ninth. Let me check out Vargas here. Where are you at? Lowest rated Diamondback. 365-foot hit fastball here last week. Maybe one day. Ryan Walt Schmidt with a very high barrel rate. Uh, that was a 13% barrel rate, 47% hard hit rate, last 15 in play. Ryan Waldschmidt, obviously less home runs. We have less distance because he might be a weaker player, but lots of balls in play, four base hits, sinkers here particularly. No fastball. Fastball hit for a home run here 3 weeks ago. Maybe an outside look, but I'm going to move forward from this game. Fourth rated game at Oriole Park. Los Angeles Angels versus the Baltimore Orioles. Ryan Johnson is a good target here. And we'll talk about these Baltimore Orioles who have been letting me down. Actually, no, Kobe Mayo cashed for me today. So what the hell am I talking about? And we have a 0% barrel rate for Christian Encarnacion Strand, last 15 in play. Start talking about Alonso. So we have a main pitch cutter, secondary splitter. So we have a cutter, splitter, sinker, sweeper combo from Ryan Johnson. An interesting mix. Giving up 7 home runs off his sinker. Alonso has 5 off it at 92 miles an hour. 3 home runs off his cutter. Alonso has 1 off of that. 47% hard hit, 0% barrel. Last 15 in play. Not looking too good. 0 for 2 versus him, and the type owns him. But we do have a home run off a main similar pitcher, Andrew Painter. Just not very good against Luis Castillo here, second main similar pitcher. Let me see the zone alignment. 2 barrels last 7 days. 100 zone alignment. Maybe Mayo for a back-to-back look. Tyler O'Neill's been hitting the hell out of the ball. 0% barrel rate. Kobe Mayo doesn't look like he sees this mix, or he doesn't hit the hell out of it, at least, the mix. I think we'll find somebody that hits this mix really well. And Tyler O'Neill is not that either. What is going on here? Show me something. We have Gunnar Henderson, 53% hard hit, 7% barrel, 5 consecutive outs, but a cutter hit, 385 feet, last ball in play. Main pitch cutter. Henderson with 3 off it in the velocity range, that main pitch cutter. Giving up 2.39 home runs per 9, 2 left-handed batters. Huh. Check out Cowser here. 0 for 2 head-to-head. 3 home runs off a sinker. Surely there's somebody that's going to be looking real good here. Leody Taveras, 67% hard hit. Give me Gunnar Henderson. Definitely the best one I've seen so far. Gunnar Henderson. And Pete Alonso is probably going to make the list as well for HRRs because Ryan Johnson is a target. Surely one of those two hits a home run without financial advice. T-Mobile Park, Bryce Miller versus Framber Valdez. T-Mobile Park, below average park factor. We have pretty small amounts of wind going to right field, 6 mile per hour outward wind. Bryce Miller, 1.46 home runs given up per 9, is a bit of a target here. We're going to have a right-handed batter platoon advantage, giving up 1.85 per 9 to them. 7 over the season. Eduardo Valencia does not cover anything in the mix in the velocity range. Dylan Dingler, next rated here. 100 matchup score, 666 expected slugging versus the mix. Slider and a fastball in the last 10 balls in play hit for home runs. We do have a 0% barrel rate, so he's not even getting a hold of these balls that he's hitting for home runs. Power, giving up to power at an 8% rate, Bryce Miller, because he doesn't walk anybody. Giving up to power and mid at about a 15% combined rate. You can expect Bryce Miller to give up a home run here. Dylan Dingler, top rated right-handed bat. Obviously, Riley Green has just been looking craziness versus everything. 53% hard hit, 33% barrel rate still. We had a 33% barrel rate for Riley Green yesterday and the day before, I believe. Hitting fastballs, of course, very, very well. That is a main pitch. Has he seen him before? He's 2 for 8. Seen him before. Huh. Spencer Torkelson, 836 expected slugging off the main pitch. 700 off the tertiary slider. That's good stats. 47% hard hit, 27% barrel, 4 home runs, last 15 in play versus mix. And if you're a pattern guy, you're going to like Torkelson to get another one here and replace this one here on the 10th of July. So hit 6 home runs off the main pitch fastball. Miller's main vulnerability, also 4 home runs off that slider. It's a good lineup, Torkelson, who's a bit weaker right now, but he looks really good versus the mix. Torkelson makes the list for a home run. Sure. Max Clark, 75% hard hit rate off those fastballs with 3 singles and 4 balls in play. Max Clark makes the list for a hit because I want to watch him play. Boom. Moving forward from this game. Bailey Ober versus Michael Walker at Kauffman Stadium. Bailey Ober is a bit of a target as well. 1.45 home runs given up per nine. Big major left-handed batter platoon advantage. 1.95, nearly 2 home runs given up per game to them. Caglianone with 1 home run off the main pitch changeup at 83 miles an hour. 5 off the secondary four-seam fastball, 32% usage pitch. He throws the hell out of those 2 pitches. 5 home runs off that pitch. Caglianone, good matchup here. 27% hard hit, 7% barrel, 19-degree average launch angle, poor. He covered HRRs today, and he does have a home run off him, off of Ober before. If you're a pattern guy, I know he covered HRRs today. Let's see how hard he hit the ball today. Maybe he's gearing up for another bomb. Jack Caglianone, how far did you hit it? Michael Massey, 422 feet. He's a hot bat. Bobby Witt, 381. Bobby Shea Jr. nearly got one out. It was in the ninth, it seems. Caglianone with 2 hard hits. That's good enough for me. Top rated bat, Caglianone makes the list. With history, baby. Jensen on a day late. I want to look at Jensen. Oh, maybe I'll look at Rave as well. But Rave sold today. Rave was fun for one day. He hit a sweeper. That was a sweeper he hit 4 days ago for a home run. 50% hard hit, 33% barrel rate versus mix is craziness. Um, we do have a really high whiff rate of 62% versus the main pitch changeup, which is how I will justify not taking him. Bobby Shea Jr. has a home run and sees Ober very well. Seen the hell out of him. 28 plate appearances, 12 for 28. Only the 1 home run off him. We do have a mid-batter tendency lineup here on threelegparlay.com. Versus mid, 4.7% home run percentage. So, 381 slugging versus the type is not too good. Just came back, but did hit the hell out of a ball. Bobby Shea Jr. makes a list for a base hit. Bobby Shea Jr. makes a list for a base hit. Carter Jensen, 5 home runs off that secondary four-seam fastball. 0 for 2 versus Ober. They should not throw him that fastball, so I think they will not. Salvador Perez, very bad off that main pitch changeup. Not a great matchup for him. He has 2 home runs off him, though, because he does cover his auxiliary pitches. So Ober can spam him changeups, but that is about it, because Perez hits the hell out of everything else. Home run off a similar pitcher, not a bad spot here. With the mid-batter lineup, Perez has been a bit of a hot bat. See if Massey hits him. Doesn't really. Has a home run off him in 17 plate appearances, but he's 2 for 17. Probably got lucky. I'm not minding the spot here for Salvador Perez with a home run off a sweeper and a slider. Slider tertiary, sweeper, hasn't given up a home run off it, Ober. It's not a great spot. So Caglianone top rated made the list, and that's about it. Fenway Park next game. Luis Castillo versus Ranger Suarez. Ranger Suarez not a target. 0.45 home runs given up per nine. Outward wind here at Fenway. 4.76 ERA last 3 Ranger Suarez. Maybe we'll find some hit looks. Murakami loves a sinker at 90 miles an hour. 1.2 expected slugging. And that's a main pitch, baby. So 80% hard hit rate is pretty funny. So that's a good spot for Murakami. It's actually the most bestest spot for Murakami to get a base hit. Miguel Vargas left the left-handed pitcher. Head-to-head, he's over 2 versus Suarez. Loves a sinker, a fastball, and a cutter. 73% hard hit. So these White Sox love their left-handed pitching. They hit the hell out of them. They just don't barrel them. Miguel Vargas, probably another decent base hit look here. Does have 2 home runs off similar pitchers, Parker Messick and Brian Hudson. 100 zone alignment, 2 barrels last 7 days. Ranger Suarez just not a target. So Miguel Vargas and Murakami both base hit looks because they like left-handed pitching, especially that sinker. Abreu, hot ass bat. Luis Castillo, pitching for the White Sox now. 1.44 home runs given up per nine. We do have outward wind of 13 miles an hour. William Abreu, hot ass bat, with 5 home runs off the main two pitches, two off the fastball and three off the slider. Castillo will throw that mix 71% of the time. Abreu, a hot bat. We do have a left-handed batter platoon advantage as well. 1 for 4 with 900 OPS and 5 plate appearances. The type kind of owns him. We do have a home run here off of Brett Lauder, similar pitcher. Splits do favor him a bit. 100's on alignment. I mean, he's a hot bat. Kind of a cop-out to take him now that he's hit a bunch. Slider and changeup hit. We have a slider, changeup. Castillo getting up 6 and 2 home runs off that. It's a good spot here for Abreu with the left-handed batter platoon advantage. He probably very well make the list. Uh, Duran with 3 home runs off the main pitch fastball has hit a home run off Castillo before. 60% hard hit, 7% barrel. Changeup hit for a home run 420 feet here 3 days ago. Is hitting the hell out of the ball, hitting it hard. Duran and Mash is the type with home runs off the main two similar pitchers. It's actually maybe a Duran spot with a due tag. How about you give me Jaron Duran? Give me Jaron Duran. That's who I want for a home run. Check out Siegler, who will bat from his left side. A home run off of each of the main two pitches. 40% hard hit, 7% barrel. Yeah. Slider hit for a home run here about 11 days ago. This is a secondary pitch, maybe an outside look. Check out Castillo tendency. Only gives it up to power. Only gives it up to power. So maybe we pivot back to the Abreu look. Contreras hitting, not barreling the ball recently. So give me Abreu as well. Only giving up to power. I think he gives it up to one of them for sure. So I'll just leave them both on the list. American Family Field, Braxton Ashcraft versus Dustin May. Dustin May's pitching for the Milwaukee Brewers now. He gives up .58 home runs per nine. He's not a target. We have inward wind as well. So with no platoon advantage, really, it's going to be a bit of a left-handed batter platoon advantage. Andy Rodriguez on a back-to-back, maybe. Gives it up to power, gives it up to lefties. Andy Rodriguez with good stats versus mix. Dustin May's been pretty good. I'm going to eliminate Pittsburgh Pirates. If you want to check out any Pittsburgh Pirates bats, check out threelegparlay.com for data versus the mix. Jake Bowers versus Ashcraft. Ashcraft as well with a left-handed batter platoon advantage. Throws a fastball 97 miles an hour. Bowers with no home runs off that pitch in the velocity range. Ashcraft's given up 8 home runs off it. 4 off his curveball. That's the main two pitches. He could spam those to Bowers for sure because Bowers does not cover either of them. Getting out to mid batters is Ashcraft. And so we'll check out mid lefties. Let me think. Turang and Garrett Mitchell, my two favorite on the team. Turang does cover that secondary curveball. 100 matchup score. We do have 6 balls in play for base hits, 1 home run, a fastball here 2 weeks ago off a fastball. So not a great spot for him. Check out Garrett Mitchell now. With a home run off the fastball at 97 miles an hour, 1 off the curveball, and 2 off the slider. A bit of a better spot here. 60% hard hit, 7% barrel rate. Sinker, fastball, slider. He's hitting the hell out of the ball recently. I know I've said that a lot. I feel like I've said that a bunch of times. Who's hit him before? I feel like they've seen him a little bit. Andrew Vaughn, 2 home runs. Maybe Ashcraft just does a pretty decent start here. William Contreras hit a home run today. Is hitting the ball really well recently. Sinker hit 385 feet here 5 days ago. A fastball 330 feet. William Contreras. He ended up going today. I think it'll probably be a weird one from Ashcraft. Maybe Yelich here. Do have the lefty platoon advantage. 1 for 4 Yelich versus Ashcraft historically. 20% barrel, 40% hard hit, pretty good stats versus the mix last 15 in play, and it is all in the last couple weeks. Sinkers, curveballs, stinkers. Trending down now, though, is Yelich. Mid-batter lineup. Matches the tie with a home run off Rasmussen. So I think Yelich is going to make the list for a home run. Christian Yelich, you have arrived on the list for a home run. And I am liking the way the list looks for the 11-game slate. Like the video if you have not done so yet. So Nolan McLean versus Foster Griffin. Nolan McLean not a target. Cleveland Guardians suck. Cleveland Guardians eliminated. They might just get eliminated. They might start getting eliminated a lot because they sell. They don't hit home runs when I take them on list. Foster Griffin, left-handed pitcher, used to be on the Nationals. 1.32 home runs given up per nine. Bit of a target. We don't have much of a platoon advantage. Alvarez with just one home run off of a fastball in the velocity range. He is a pretty hot bat, but not great versus this particular left-handed pitcher mix. Lindor much better here. Sinker and changeup last 7 balls in play. 4 home runs, sinker and changeup. Keep that in mind. Sinker and changeup, only a 20% combined usage mix. Foster Griffin might be in a good spot to have a decent game. Samian with one home run off the main pitch cutter was last week a 425-foot hit ball. 40% hard hit, 7% barrel. I don't mind it, Semyon. I don't mind the look of the stats with a weak batter tendency lineup. Mash is the type. Huh. Check out Luis Robert here in case I get ahead of myself. And we'll check out Wagaman as well, and maybe we'll look at Bichette too. Wagaman does not look good either. And we'll look at Bichette for a back-to-back look. He does have 2 home runs, one off of each of the main two pitches. Trending up a bit, but I am really actually liking the look of Semien there. 49.5 score on three-leg parlay. Semien makes the list for a home run. Sure. Moving forward, Dylan Cease versus David Peterson at Wrigley Field. We have 3 mile per hour crosswind to left field. Dylan Cease, Cy Young candidate. Pete Crow Armstrong, MVP candidate. Maybe a fun matchup here. Crow Armstrong 2 for 4 versus Cease head to head. Does cover the mix, but Cease is not a player I bet against. Crow Armstrong, 80% hard hit, 27% barrel rate. Changeup and slider last 15 in play for home runs. Obviously, Cease is not God. We do have a left-handed batter platoon advantage. He has given 6 home runs up, 2 left-handed batters this season. Maybe Crow Armstrong will try to make a real case for himself for MVP with the home run versus Dylan Cease, but I will not be putting my money on that. Toronto or CHC, Chicago Cubs, are eliminated from home run contention on my list. Sorry, guys. David Peterson with a 1.45 ERA last three. Toronto is in Canada, so they might get eliminated too. Peterson, 0.98 home runs per nine given up. We're going to have a lefty on lefty platoon advantage. No left-handed batters on the Toronto Blue Jays. Hit lefties very good. Jimenez here is the only one that even plays. 20% hard hit, 0% barrel. Looks like he might get a ball in play pretty decently versus a pretty bad lefty. Sliders and sinkers. Sinker slider, 53% usage from Peterson. He's 0 for 2 in 3 plate appearances. Okamoto here. Has he faced him? Hasn't. Giving up to power in mid. 67% hard hit, 20% barrel. Okamoto hitting balls really well. No home runs recently, but 225, 270, 311 feet, curveball, changeup. It's not looking great. Lots of outs. Definitely the best look there, probably. Valenzuela doesn't look good. Springer's been better recently. Home run off a fastball at 92 miles an hour. 385-foot hit sinker, yeah, 3 days ago. But nah, Toronto doesn't look good at Wrigley Field, so Toronto's eliminated. Bye-bye. And that is my full batters list for tomorrow, Thursday, August 6th. Let's see if there's any pitchers that look any good. Dylan Cease, 10.2 projected strikeouts here at Wrigley Field is probably something I'll be interested in. We have plenty of targets here on the Cubs. One, two, three, four, five, right off the rip. Six, rather. Michael Busch has hit 2 home runs off him in 9 plate appearances, interestingly, here. Everybody has struck out versus Cease. They have seen him quite a bit, to be fair, over the course of their careers. Conforto doesn't really play. Horner doesn't really strike out, but Dylan Cease, 10.2 projected. He'll probably have a 7.5 line. I would take him up to 8, Dylan Cease. It's not an incredible matchup. Let me look at the K-Lev before I really make a decision. K-Lev has kind of been a really good thing to help me determine. 90.6 K-Lev. So, yeah, I mean, so playable up to 8 for sure. Christopher Sanchez, 9.3 projected Ks versus these Washington Nationals. Nationals have plenty of targets as well. Even more so with an 82.1 K-Lev projected 9.3. He is at home as well, Christopher Sanchez. I'm loving that spot. If his line is 6.5, that is a play of the day at 6.5. I'd play him up to 8. Christopher Sanchez, strikeouts, play of the day. I love making strikeout play of the days. I love strikeout market. Brandon Young, 6.5 projected versus the Angels. Angels obviously a really good matchup here. If we go to tools, rankings, team offense versus right-handed pitching, the Angels are a great matchup here. Second best matchup versus right-handed pitching. In the last 30 days, the Angels have struck out the second most in baseball. Brandon Young is not a bad pitcher. Get back to him. Brandon Young here. 6.5 projected strikeouts, 77 K-Lev. I'd play him up to 6, no problem, Brandon Young. Oh, and I took Brandon Marsh. Young, bang. 5, 6. Dustin May, 6.5 projected as well versus Pittsburgh, who strikes out plenty. 73 K-Lev is low, and Dustin May doesn't mind pitching to contact, but we have lots of targets. Lots of targets, but we do have the low K-Lev, which is interesting. Check out Nolan McLean's with a 68 as well. Cleveland been striking out a bit less recently. Ranger Suarez, 72. K-Lev. 5.3 projected strikeouts. Ranger Suarez. 5.3 Peterson. Toronto doesn't strike out. I'm not loving it. I will say that Bryce Miller I would play for 5. Bryce Miller's line will probably be 5.5, but I would play Bryce Miller probably up to 6 personally. He's better than he's been. So 5.6 Miller with 82 K-Lev, and I think that is probably it. I would play Nolan McLean for 5 because that's very safe. Maybe a low alt Nolan McLean. But that is going to be my full list for today, guys. And if you want to check out any here, I'll just even show it real quick. Here on 3legparlay.com, we have total bases projections for tomorrow. Here's how the top 9 looks. We have hits projections for tomorrow. Here's how the top 8 looks. We have cheat sheets for tomorrow. Here's how the Washington Nationals at Philadelphia Phillies game looks here. Nope, let me click on tomorrow. Here's how it looks here. We also have slate projections. Here those are for tomorrow. Philadelphia Phillies heavy favorite here in this one. And then we also have Nerfy Yerfy projections for tomorrow. And guys, thank you for tuning into my long form video. I've been back on 3legparlay.com, the best website for MLB data. Let me pull up my full list for those who skip to the end of the video. I love you guys, and I will catch you again tomorrow. Have a great Thursday, August 6th. Bye bye.